Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to do the shorter version of the climate slide for the landform story map. We're running a little short of time this year because of all the snow days, so I've decided to alter the climate slide a little bit. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get your landform story map. When you log in, there's a toolbar at the top, click content. And once you get into there, you're going to notice that there's two different versions of your map. One is going to say web map, and that's where we added all the new layers, and if we want to do any sort of modification of the actual layers, we would do it in there. But the actual story map, we want to click on the web mapping application. Now, I've got a lot of versions of this, so I'm just going to go to the one that I want to play around with here. Let's see, where did it go? Here it is. So it's a web mapping application version of it. And when I click on it, it's going to open it up, but it's going to be in viewer mode. So when I get in here, I can't actually edit anything. It would be as if I were presenting in front of a group of people or something. So if I want to edit, you'll notice a small little button up here where it says edit. I'm going to click on that, and now my tools will suddenly appear for modifying the story map. So I'm going to create a new slide by clicking on the plus, and I'll call this climate of the, I don't know, we'll go with Canadian Shield. And what we want to do is turn on the layers that have climate and turn off everything else. So we do that by changing the content. So content is essentially allowing me to change what layers are being seen and which ones are not. So I'm going to turn off the landform regions, and I'm going to turn on the climate. And now I've got climate information instead of landform regions. I want to change my location so that it's looking at my entire landform region. So well, seeing that it's a Canadian Shield, it's all this area through here. So I'll get that front and center. And then I got to save my map location. We'll put a pop-up on here, so I'll just click and I'll give an example of what the climate is like. So there's my mean annual temperature. And now I'm ready to go to the side panel. So in here, find the types of climate found in this region from page, what are we, page 154? All right, so you're going to simply go into the textbook and find the names of the climate regions that are there and give a brief summary of it. The last thing I want you to do is find a major city that's in your landform region, typically a provincial capital. But in the case of Canadian Shield, it might be a place like Thunder Bay. And we're going to include a climate graph. So I'm just going to do a quick Google search, climate graph Thunder Bay. And we'll look for images. Make sure that there's a title on it, that it's using blue bars and red lines. So this is garbage. We don't want that. This is looking fairly good. So I'm going to right click on it and copy the image address. Not the copy image, but copy image address. Go back to my slide, and then when I click on this little, when I click on the little camera tool, I can click on link and then put in a title, climate graph for Thunder Bay. All right. If you have any questions, feel free to email me.